Yes, Shalom, there's a lot happening regarding fires. You know, fires are picking up, man, all around the world. Fires in Siberia, fires in Greece, fires in Canada, fires in California, different states and parts of America, Greece, Russia, Turkey. Fire it are born, the fire them are born, the people them are born, the wicked them are ball. Kala Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. What it's Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, give me the spirit to do this video. Amongst many other things that are taking place, something very curious about fires, man, when you see it in motion. Fire is a killer, fire is a cleanser, is a purger, a refiner, and the Most High is a consuming fire, and his anger is getting more and more, he's getting more and more vexed with this place. Before he takes it out, he's gonna pile up those bodies. So let's go into it, man. Some of these news outlets, DW News. Let's check out what's happening. So we want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yehoshai, by Hashem Harakakwadash, double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, salutations to all the sincere Akim, and yes, the house of David is rising.
As the country is experiencing what he calls a nightmarish summer as a record-breaking heat wave fans dozens of wildfires. The flames have ripped through a town on the outskirts of the Greek capital, Athens, and thousands of people have been evacuated from the edge of the city. On the island of Evia, west of Athens, hundreds of residents have been brought to safety by ferry. Emergency crews say shifting winds are hampering firefighting operations, and flames have returned to areas that thought the worst was over. At least one person is confirmed dead. DW's Barbara Vazel is in Greece covering this story for us.
This resident of Krioneri is desperate. She had to evacuate her house, but her father stayed back to protect it. Now she watches from a distance as her neighbor's place is going up in flames, and she's praying her father can make it out in time. Anthony's house already burned down last night. Now he says he feels just numb and somehow overwhelmed. It's so sad. I don't know how to describe the feeling. I really haven't understood what has happened. In the village, some are still trying to fight the flames. This factory owner is trying to save his property armed with nothing but a garden hose. We're trying to water the bushes, get everything wet, and stop the fire here. All around him, small business owners are following suit. But the fires are advancing rapidly and the police are struggling to get everybody out in time. Some residents begin to argue, pleading to get back into their houses to save some personal belongings. The fire is over there and the order is to allow nobody past. That also holds true for these volunteers. They can't help to fight the fires, but they still somehow want to be part of the communal effort. They don't allow us to go in there, so we give out water, juice, food to people passing, whatever we can do to help. But there is not much professional help. Every now and again, a plane or helicopter will pass over and drop their load of water onto the flames. Nellie saw her village saved once, but the fires have come back and are now threatening to consume everything.
I feel really angry because these things happen every year, but this year they left us all alone because the government thought that we didn't need any firefighters, we needed more policemen. And now we don't have firefighters. Last night, Krioneri, this is my home, was burning, and only the volunteers of the village saved Krioneri. That's a disgrace.
Hour by hour, the fires are advancing, fanned by the strong winds. The efforts to fight the flames seem helpless at best. A few hundred firefighters and some volunteers have to cover an area of thousands of acres. And all they have are hoses and some water from their old fire trucks. It's the third day in a row that we're working. We haven't slept at all. What to say? This is like a war in Greece. It's a war. Things are really tough. Within half a day, these fires in the northern suburbs of...
Yeah, the man said this is like a war on Greece. Yeah, that's because the Most High is showing his anger towards you. His face is towards you. And he ain't going to turn it away until the missiles come. This is just a light judgment right now.
Of acres. And all they have are hoses and some water from their old fire trucks. It's the third day in a row that we're working. We haven't slept at all. What to say? This is like a war in Greece. It's a war. Things are really tough. Within half a day, these fires in the northern suburbs of Athens have gone out of control. It looks like a losing battle.
Let's get more now from our correspondent, Barbara Vazel, who's just outside of Athens. Barbara, tell us, what have the last hours and day been like for people there?
Have been increasingly bad. If you look up at the hillside behind me and you see the thick smoke coming over there, the point is that we were up there like just 2 hours earlier, and people in the neighborhoods were still battling and trying to, with water hoses and make sort of makeshift fire trucks to save their buildings and save their neighborhoods. But the smoke and the fire is just advancing. The wind is whipping it up. The wind, which is throughout these days the worst enemy of the firefighters, because they douse the fire in one place and it'll just emerge 5 meters further down. And the pine trees that we see all around here, the pine trees, they just...
Yeah, you put it at one place, it dodges up another place. Boy, them angels, man, them angels are busy, man. We see them going over the house and beaming up. We're coming from doing judgment or going to do judgment. It's the angels that are setting this place on fire. And even if it was so-called arsonists, that was the Most High, Yahweh Hoshai, controls the minds of the people. This fire is non-inconsumable. You will not put it out because the Most High is a consuming fire. He's going to keep this fire burning, like one of those song singers said. And what was the name of the song? Sung by Robin. Keep this fire burning. Back in the day, one of them disco songs back in the day. Keep this fire burning by Robin. So the Most High is keeping this fire on you, non-stop, consuming fire.
With water hoses and make sort of makeshift fire trucks to save their buildings and save their neighborhoods. But the smoke and the fire is just advancing. The wind is whipping it up. The wind, which is throughout these days the worst enemy of the firefighters, because they douse the fire in one place and it'll just emerge 5 meters further.
The angels are whipping up the fires against you, heathens. You're going to fill this place with dead bodies.
Further down. And the pine trees that we see all around here, the pine trees, they just go up like torches once even a spark hits them. And that is
just
the danger.
Like
so
torches.
There is absolutely no improvement in the situation here. It is just the fires are just raging on.
Barbara, we heard in your report just before that wildfires are not uncommon to the region. So what makes these in particular so devastating?
I have lost the line, but maybe you can still hear me. What really seems to be the problem is that the country is hugely under-equipped to deal with fires like these. Greece burns every summer. That has been something that's been habitual, that has happened time and time again. But this is so much worse than ever. It is much hotter. We have temperatures that come up to 40 degrees during the day. Plus the fires create their own microclimate. The fires sort of whip up the heat, and the fires sort of throw up even more wind and fan their own advancement of the flames. So it is sort of like a really vicious circle that we're observing here. And there seems to be nothing that the authorities have to sort of throw against it. Far too few planes throwing water onto the flames, far too few helicopters, old and ancient looking fire trucks, not enough firemen, lots of volunteers out there. They're doing their best, but they're just ill-equipped to really withstand these flames there and to really do something against them. You would need a huge professional force to sort of hem in this devastation that we're again seeing on this hillside behind us, and there is just simply nothing.
All right, Barbara Vazel on the line for us despite some technical difficulties. Thanks very much.
Right, so you hear that, man? Most High is exercising his wrath towards the wicked, man. That was DW News. We've got another clip for you. See, the woman them are bad, people them are bad, the wicked them are burn. Siberia, let's check out this news article. AFP News. Siberia. They're calling it climate change. So you got fires in Siberia, you got fires in, this is Canada.
Fierce winds fanning suffocating smoke and flames, burning.
That's Canada, this is Algeria. Was that more than 40 people have died in wildfire sweeps through parts of Algeria. The wicked them a burn, the wicked them a burn. Cool. So that was over there. More than 40 people, yeah. So that's over there in Algeria. You got Alberta.
Right outside their back door.
Well, it was scary.
Georgia flames, burning smoke, and fierce winds fanning suffocating smoke and flames, burning right outside their back door.
Well, it was scary.
George and Norma Hishka had mere minutes to grab whatever they could and get out.
The next thing we know, a peace officer drove in, lights flashing, said, "You guys have to leave."
More than 24 families were forced to flee the flames of an out-of-control wildfire that sparked an hour west of Edmonton Tuesday. The 180-hectare fire is threatening homes, but luckily, everyone who's fled them is safe.
People are tense, with the dry weather we're having right now, and people are nervous.
That anxiety is only increasing as Canada's western provinces dry out and heat up, with a major heat dome set to descend upon BC, packing a record-breaking punch.
We could be breaking daytime high records, but also all-time records for the entire month of June.
The BC interior is already seeing scorching hot temperatures. Days from now, it's expected they will climb well into the 40s. And around Vancouver and the BC Lower Mainland,
we are seeing a rapid drying of the forest right now, and that is obviously going to be a concern.
That punishing weather is expected to move into Alberta in the coming days.
We're in for quite a heat wave that's going to impact most of the province, so we're expecting fire danger to increase in the upcoming days.
Providing little relief in the wildfire fight, but crews are confident they're ready for whatever comes, with more resources available if and when they're needed. Still, for now, these homeowners can only wait and worry.
We're just praying that nothing happens.
While crews throw all their efforts at getting the fires under control.
You can pray, but the Most High ain't hearing you. You don't know his name. You're a heathen. And his wrath is against you, his face is against you.
Lauren Pullen, Global News, Cal.
So that was global news over there in Alberta, in Canada. Here's another news outlet one from, let's go back to this, check this one out. This is AFP News.
Долго. Если обычный пожар это несколько часов или несколько дней, то торфяной пожар может жить несколько месяцев, обычно до зимы или даже до середины зимы. А именно вот этот пожар.
That's Siberia. A lot of people don't hear much about Siberia. It's always on fire, that place. The Most High's always burning up them people there. You don't care about your pets. You don't care about because it's a consuming fire. Here's the Guardian News. What's the Guardian News have to say? Something about fire, man. When it's up and running, it will consume anything in its way. You can't stop. It's like the Terminator. Can't be bargained with, can't be reasoned with, doesn't feel pity or fear or remorse, and it will not stop. The words from John Connor. And it will not stop. It absolutely will not stop until you're dead. And that's just like the Terminator. The consuming fire, which is ultimately the angels. They're doing their thing. These are spirits created for vengeance, and they're tearing up the earth until the missiles come, man. Yeah, you got to get your judgment, because for the wicked you've done. Let me bring out Ezekiel 22:21 says, "And I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, and ye shall be melted in the midst thereof. As silver is melted in the midst of the furnace, so shall you be melted in the midst thereof." These are ultimately when the missiles come. But it's heating up the oven for you. And ye shall know that the Most High Yahweh thy power out of my fury is upon you. My fury poured out upon you. Let me say that again. Savor it. And ye shall know that Yahweh thy power have poured out my fury upon you. That was Ezekiel 22. Let's jump down. That was Ezekiel 22, 21 and 22. Jump down to 29. The people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery and have vexed the poor and the needy. Yeah, ultimately you vexed the children of Israel, the so-called black people that you love to hate. Right, so this is your, what goes around comes around. This is your time. This is your time to get your judgment. And ye have oppressed, and ye have oppressed the strongly, you have oppressed the stranger wrongfully. Jump down from 29 to 31. Therefore I have poured out my indignation upon them. I have consumed them with the fury of my wrath. Their own way have I recompensed upon their heads. Thus saith Yahweh thy power. These are just little jabs for now. And soon it's going to be missiles, man. So keep this fire burning. Keep this fire burning. Burning, burning hot. I don't want to start singing, man. I'm trying not to sing, man. I'm trying not to sing, but I'm in the mood for singing right now, man. The heathen them are burn. The wicked them are burn. Was that Death Toll? Trying to save their own little life, man. Death Toll includes 25 soldiers who were killed as they worked to rescue people. Right. 25 soldiers as they work to try and rescue people, trying to save their agriculture, their farmland, their land, their houses, their businesses, their livelihoods, man. Most sides hitting them up, and it's just a little taster of what is to come, man. They ain't taste real heat yet. They ain't taste real heat yet. Most High is turning it up, turning up the oven. Keep this fire burning. I'm tempted to start singing. Kala Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Arakah Kwadash. I want to give double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Mill Sound. And all praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. To what to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai for giving me the spirit to do this video, and everything the wicked have done to us, past, present and future, is now falling upon their own head.